Hey, I'm Gabby, also known as Señorita Gavita. Welcome back or welcome if you are new here. Today's video will be a draw with me video, and I'm also unboxing and trying out new art supplies that I got a few weeks ago from Shuttle Art. As you can see, the new art supplies that I got are acrylic markers. In the box you will have 36 colors, and there was also an envelope which included 2 color swatching sheets, one with a white paper and a black one. I really like this because you can see how different the colors are on different types of paper. So this was a very cool idea to include something like that inside in this envelope. And there were also some illustration that you can fill up with the acrylic markers if you want to try them out for the first time and you are a little bit anxious to mess up your illustration. You can use the prepared illustration. I was also surprised how the acrylic marker was stored in this box. I really like how the quality was of this storage box, and that you can see that it has like 3 cases and each of them are the acrylic markers, and I really like the design. It's a very eye-catching art supplies when you are having them on your desk. I'm using as always my little sketchbook from Royal Talents Art Creation. I'm using the sketchbook always for testing out new art supplies. And I was preparing it, adding some clips on the left page and on the right, and also this kneadable eraser I added on the cover on the left side, so it sticks well on the desk and didn't move when I am drawing. What I really like about these markers is that the pens have a little window, so you can see how much ink is left inside, and they are very handy, very lightweighted in your hand, so you can draw very easily. And also because they have a brush nib, you can draw very smooth on the surface and don't worry that much about damaging the paper surface, because some of the acrylic markers, the nib are very hard and stiff. Then it can happen that the paper surface can be damaged or rip off, but I didn't have any problems with this very flexible brush nib. It also helps to achieve a smooth blending, but this time I wanted to use also my brush to do the blending. I already tried this technique in my last video where I was also testing a different kind or a different brand of acrylic markers, and I really like it to draw with them in this way. So I wanted to do it again and learn a little bit more how I can use my brush for a very smooth blending. You can see that I switched between 2 brushes. One was a very small one and the other one was a little bit more bigger and more fluffier. So the second brush, the bigger one, was to make the final step after blending. So I achieved with a fluffy brush a more smoother and finished look. So I can say, or I would say that the small brush was to make the first steps of blending, so it was not that smooth, and then I was going with the second brush to make the final blending steps. And I also have a little cup of water on the side. You can't see it in the screen, but there I use the water to make the brush a little bit wet, so I can blend the colors better together. I would advise to you to not to use that much water, because then it is possible to dilute the colors too much and you can't achieve a very opaque look. But it also depends what type of illustration you want to achieve. Maybe you want to make a very light color layer, so you can feel free to use that much water. What do you like? But I only use a little bit of water on the brush nib so I can create a smooth blending. And the first cat is almost finished. I'm using then in the end colored pencil to deepen up some details in the fur, for example, or to precise some lines, or adding also a little bit of color, like here on the nose I added a pink to make it more stand out. And yes, I'm defining some details, and then in the end I'm using my beloved Posca acrylic marker with the smallest tip to add the highlights and to finish the first cat. One thing that I also wanted to say in this video was thank you so much for supporting my YouTube channel and my art. One day before Christmas, I got an email from YouTube that I was accepted to the YouTube Partner Program, and I didn't expect it to get this email that fast. I applied for it, I think, on the 20th of December, and 3 days later they review my channel, and then I got accepted, and I'm very grateful. It was a hard time doing each week a video, uploading it and working on my YouTube channel in my free time, but I'm very happy that I was able to achieve it before the next year starts. It's a huge milestone that I wanted to achieve, and this was only possible with your help, because you are watching my videos, commenting on them and supporting me. And yes, I'm very grateful, and thank you so much for your support, and I'm very excited to see how my channel will grow in the next year. But back to the second cat. I wanted to do an orange one because I'm using only the colors that I have in this new acrylic marker set. So I was a little bit limited with the color variety that I had, or that I have. So that's why I decided to make an orange one, and it started to get a little bit difficult because, as I said, I was limited with some colors that I only have in this set, and there wasn't that many of orange shades, so it was difficult to create a great value in my drawing. So I think it looks a little bit flat. I tried to achieve some shadow parts and coloring the proportion of the face with colored pencil to deepen up some shadow parts, or adding some other orange color shade, but it didn't work that well, maybe because I'm not that confident with the color orange. It isn't one of my favorite colors, so I don't pick this color that much in my drawing. So maybe I need to do some more color studies for the next illustration when I'm drawing again an orange cat. But I had the same struggle with the last cat, with the third one. I decided this time to make a gray color scheme because it was the only natural color that was left in the set, and I thought maybe a pink cat will be a little bit out of place for this illustration. So the only color choice that I could pick up was to make a gray cat. But in the set there was only two types of gray. One was very light and then a middle tone, but the difference between them wasn't that huge, so I decided then to mix my own gray shades with the black and the white pen. But then, I don't know, maybe I have used too much water, and then the opaqueness of the colors wasn't there anymore. And then you can see that on the other side the illustration was shining through the paper, and then I tried to cover up the illustration, they bleed through with the acrylic markers, but this wasn't that possible because I was blending with the brush the colors together and trying to achieve different shades of gray and then adding a little bit more water so this blending was smooth. But because of that, the coverage of the acrylic pans wasn't that good, and you can see the illustration on the other side shining through. So I was very frustrated, and then I started again on the same place to add more colors, blending again, adding water, and I don't know, maybe I wasn't in the right mood to color this cat, or that the day was already a little bit frustrating, I don't know. And it didn't work out how I imagined the cat, so I was very sad and frustrated in the end. And so in the end, the cat is a mess, I would say. The colors are very muddy and not so well defined, and I couldn't achieve that grade of value in the cat. It's okay, it's a learning process, I would say, and this is also a part of creating art. And I also want to show you that I'm also struggling here and there when I'm drawing. It's not all perfect what I show on Instagram. I also want to show some downside of creating or trying new art supplies, and yes, this is a part that belongs to being an artist. And yes, I can totally take some experience for the next time when I'm trying out again new art supplies or acrylic markers. And yes, I still need to learn how to work better with them. Sometimes I have a very great time with them, but when I'm trying out new things like working with the brush and a little bit more water, I'm very, very shy and then frustrated because I didn't stick to my old and familiar drawing routine. But it's not a good way always to stay to the things that you already know, and I can only grow when I'm trying out new things. In the end, I'm going in with colored pencil again, and I was trying to fix the cat with the colored pencil, defining some lines and also some shapes, but it didn't work out, and I hadn't the nerves to keep going on the cat, and I accepted that this was a failure. For me it was one, and I wanted to finish this illustration. I wanted to be over with it, but yes, this is the case sometimes. But in the end, I was really happy that I finished it, and I learned a lot from it, and I'm happy to look through my sketchbook and remember all the struggles and all the happy things as well. So it's a part of my artist journey, and I really love the brown cat on the right side. I really love it. I'm very proud of the brown cat. I think there I had all the energy, and then on the gray cat I was exhausted and I wanted to sleep and stop drawing for the day. Maybe it was better to make a break and then come back to the gray cat. Maybe this would have been the solution for this gray cat, to take a break and then come back with a clearer mind. But this is what it is. And also while drawing, I was thinking to do a huge review about all the acrylic markers that I have, because I have here a huge collection, different brands of acrylic markers. And I also think when you are starting out with drawing and you want to try new art supplies or acrylic markers, it could be very overwhelming to look through all the stores and all the different brands and to pick up the right art supplies for you. So maybe I will do like a review of them, comparing what are the differences, maybe the brush nib or the chisel nib, and also the quality of the inks and so on. I also thinking to do the same with alcohol markers, because I also have different brands of alcohol markers here in my room, and I think it will be a very helpful video. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see something like that. And yes, in the end I'm finishing the illustration as always with some sparkles and stars and a lot of highlights in the background. And yes, if you like this type of video, don't forget to leave a thumb up, to subscribe and push the notification bell. And until the next video, please stay safe and healthy. And I also wish you a wonderful start in the new year. And then I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.